Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another tarot energy forecast with me, Tatianna Tarot. I've missed you guys so much. Shout out to all of y'all that have been giving me so much good feedback on how these videos are helping you in your lives, how you're tying in the pieces and adapting a new perspective, or just, you know, how this is helping your development or resonating with you, maybe even on a more personal, intimate, vulnerable level, especially when it deals with ancestors or family members or things that it's quite literally corresponding to in your own life. So I just want to share with y'all that I can't always answer back to everybody, but I do read all of the messages and I hold them very dearly to my heart. They are very, very inspiring. It makes me so happy. I love doing these videos. I love doing what I do in general. And so this just adds fuel to the fire. So shout out to y'all. Big love to y'all. And as per usual, you can find me here every Monday with a new video for the forecast of the week. If you guys don't know, I am Tatianna Tarot, and I am a tarot diviner, Akashic record practitioner, subtle energy healer, Iyalorisa Priest of the tradition, Espiritista. I'm a mom, I'm a writer, I'm a teacher. I do a lot of things, and I share all this on my platform. But every Monday, I offer a new video for the week ahead, giving you the insight on what you can expect energetically by doing some of those divination pulls with tarot, with the oracle, with mediumship, and just giving you whatever I hear from spirit, whatever's going to best help you for this week ahead. You can absolutely look at the content, reflect, and take notes. I know a lot of you guys already do that. But you can absolutely do that with this material and apply it for the week ahead. And what I personally found is that sometimes it is applicable for the entire month, weeks ahead in advance as well. So take what you need, leave the rest. But we're doing the week of Monday, March 13th, all the way to Sunday, March 19th. And like I mentioned a couple of videos ago, time is flying. I can't believe we're already in the middle of the week of the middle of the month of March. Before you know it, it's already going to be summer time. And you know, technically next week we start an astrological new year. So really heavily contemplating on whether or not I want to do a video as to what the signs can expect for the year ahead, moving into the new astrological sign of Aries, starting of the new year. On an astrological note, you know, Aries are the babies of the zodiac, and so with that, we are really kind of ushering in this clean slate, new chapter. I know a lot of us are feeling it. We're feeling the momentum building up. We've received that message from the videos prior in preparation of something major to come. Perhaps we will see that next week, but this week we just want to know what the hell is going on. So as per usual, let us settle in. Let me pour some libations and we'll get started. To all the viewers that are watching here, now, in the near future. Oh, what decks am I using? Okay, so I like to stick with what I know, and also I don't have that many options here. Now that I moved to Bali, I didn't bring a lot of decks with me. I really tried to pack light, but we are using the Golden Art Nouveau, the Golden Art Nouveau tarot deck. We are using the Illuminated Tarot. The Illuminated Tarot, which is, someone said is a French tarot deck. I don't have much clarity on that. This to me is not a tarot deck, but it's a playing card system that is used in the fashion and the system of tarot. So the playing card deck has 53 cards, and embedded in it is a lot of the suits and the archetypal elements that you can find in the standard tarot system of 78 cards. This is a really fun, dope deck. I will be using the Egyptian Oracle deck. And maybe, you know, maybe the Sacred Feminine Oracle Divine Healing deck, and All Seeing Heart Oracle deck as like a conclusion towards the end. I don't know which one I'm going to choose, maybe both. But let's get started. Let's see what's going on. And Great Spirit, let's look into Monday, March 13th. Monday, March 13th and Tuesday, March 14th. A bunch of cards already flew out, so I'm just going to be using this tiny little, here we go. Cards are flying out, y'all. So Monday, March 13th, Tuesday, March 14th, Great Spirit. Pardon me, there's so much water on the floor now because of the libations. Let me clean that up. We are getting the Two of Swords and we are getting the Lovers. Both cards came out, the Two of Swords and the Lovers. Two of Swords and the Lovers. And here you got that card here. Two of Swords. Two of Swords, for me, speaks a lot about lack of clarity in the mind. Not being able to fully get an understanding over what your preference is. Clarity over your choices and what makes you happy. You know, in the beginning of this week, this could be a little bit of a time of confusion, or a time where you're presented with a lot of options, or possibly a really make or break opportunity, make or break decision that you need to make. And when I say make or break, it could just be a very vital, important decision that you need to make. May not be something that is very much in your face, or like an opportunity that's like, wow, this is loud. It could just be a realization that you're making this choice that's really going to alter the course of your life's trajectory. Maybe it could be in preferences over lovers and who you choose as a lover, how you show up for your family, how you show up for yourself, choosing certain habits, choosing where you want to live. It could be as big or as small as that, but it is going to have life-changing implications. When we see the Two of Swords, your mind is not clear. Okay, you're not seeing the full picture. You may be looking at what is only immediately in front of you. All right, what is being presented. So I would use this time to pray over your head. Head rules the head consciousness. Seventh chakra, the Ori, the higher self. I would engage in intentional, deliberate prayer to have the veil be removed from your eyes, from your own spirit, so that you can see clearly, you can sense clearly, you can know clearly, you can see deeply in and beyond what's before your face. So you can see 20 steps ahead, years ahead, and you can see the implications that this particular decision you're making now is going to have in your life years ahead. All right, that is the sort of long-term tunnel vision we need to be having right now. And with the Two of Swords, it's almost like we can't see that. We can't administer that for ourselves. We need help in some way. And so whether or not that help is coming in the form of higher guidance, divine presence, ancestral presence, spirit guides, or maybe quite literally a ritual you do, whether you do a spiritual bath that is now cleansing and clearing your auric field, your energetic field. It's removing the debris. It's removing any fogginess, any confusion, any illusion. It could be a big time of illusion, right? And so praying for clarity, praying for the veil to be removed from your eyes, praying for anything that is not in alignment with your soul's highest existence, your soul's highest joy, your mission, your divine destiny to be removed. Anybody who's disingenuous, anyone who's not meaning the best for you, anyone who is playing behind your back, have that be revealed and removed, okay? And so whatever way you want to facilitate this ritual, And I'm not going to give you a textbook recipe as to how to do this ritual. I no longer believe in that. But I will give you some tips and some ideas as to how you can begin to create your own ritual and your own sort of ceremonial practice in your day-to-day life. And, you know, don't overlook and don't underestimate the value of prayer and the value and the power of our tongues and the value and the power of the intentions that we hold when we project a certain energy in and through our hands, in and through our bodies, through the healing of touch, through the healing of the sound, through the healing of our vocal declarations and commands. And so, again, I would implore you at the beginning of the week to really maybe start off the week, or maybe even start off the astrological new year by wiping that slate clean with a cleansing any clutter in your homes, cleansing any clutter on your phones, right? Anything that may add on to your mental distractions should be cleared. Any social media pages that are distracting you, emails that haven't been checked, quite literal paper, books that are not read, clothes that are not worn, items in the house that are taking up space that don't induce joy, things that now need to now leave this space so that you are feeling more grounded, more clear-headed, more calm, and more spacious to now then receive the wisdom, to receive the clarity, to be able to navigate yourself without having to go through roadblocks and dense energy and dense items that are in your way. What Spirit's telling me with the Two of Swords is also a refusal to see the truth. A lot of you guys may actually have a very clear and clean, intuitive idea of what you need to be doing, what you need to be acting on, what you need to be deciding, what your next steps are. And it's almost like you're making things harder for yourself because you were waiting for someone to tell you what to do rather than initiating that, rather than validating and trusting your own intuitive instincts and trusting that you are the wisdom that you seek and that you are your own guru. There is almost a sense of, I don't know, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I get a sign to show me I can do this? Can I get someone to tell me that I can do this? Maybe I should get a reading, even though I know what I need to be doing. And then you end up getting that reading and you feel like it was a waste of money because it's everything that you already knew that you had to do. All right. And so Spirit is saying, stop wasting time and just do it. Like, this isn't a time to lollygag back and forth between whether you should or should not and whether or not, you know, your intuition is correct. If you know you need to do something and particularly take a course of action that you have been hesitant on, please go ahead and do that. Don't be stubborn. This could be a time of extreme stubbornness, and that stubbornness, that avoidance, that procrastination could potentially spiral into a form of avoidance, a form of addiction. I'm avoiding this major decision. I'm avoiding this person. I'm avoiding writing this book. I'm avoiding doing the work. I'm avoiding this move. I'm avoiding this realization that I really need to integrate. And therefore, I am going to bury myself in work. I am going to bury myself in Netflix. I'm going to bury myself in ice cream. I'm going to bury myself in overtly socializing, spending too much money, too much sex, too much junk food, too much alcohol, whatever it is, where too much spiritual news, right? It's like, how much of this information can you get for yourself before you actually use it in a practical means in your day-to-day life, right? So Spirit is saying, please just don't sit on your ass when you already have gotten some sort of an indication, some sort of an insight and a download as to what to do. Don't split yourself in two, driving yourself crazy. And alternatively, for those that just simply don't know what to do, you don't feel like you've gotten any insight, you don't feel like you've gotten any clarity, the Two of Swords can very much mean like there's a lot of exhaustion, there's a lot of clutter happening, particularly in the mental realm, particularly when it comes to air and the mindset and our mentality, how we perceive things, how we are able to break down information so it's very palpable for us. So it's very simple and straightforward and clear. That in and of itself could be a challenge at this time, and there may not be anything that's wrong with you. It could just be the transit. I mean, we are still in Pisces season. Saturn's about to go into Pisces, if I'm not mistaken, if it's not already in there. And it could be a time of great woo-woo-ness, wafting into the rivers of the cosmos, illusion, potential deception, lack of clarity, really needing to look beyond the veil and go in deeply into your own subconscious realm and swim there for a moment to get the clarity that you're seeking. And so for this time, maybe the message is quite literally allow yourself to rest more, allow yourself to dream more, allow yourself to float off a little bit more, and see maybe this clarity that you're seeking, the answers that you're seeking, is not necessarily in the physical realm. It's somewhere in the spirit realm or beyond that, where that sort of alignment and clarity is going to meet you when you make space for you to meet it. And so that could be giving yourself enough time to sleep, giving yourself enough time to soak in relaxation, to allow your inner child to just be, and allowing that clarity to now then seep in those moments of surrendering and ease. What's interesting is that we're getting the Lovers card. Okay, for Monday and Tuesday, the 13th and 14th of March, we're also getting this in tandem with the Two of Swords. So the Lovers is the indicative factor that is telling me this is quite a life-changing decision. Lovers is not only does not only correlate to love and romance, but to the theme of duality. A shift here is occurring for you. A shift where you are, I think I may have alluded this in the past, you're feeling more authentically you. You're feeling more wholesome. You're not divided into should I do this and should the person that I am and the person that I want to be. It's more like these two entities are now beginning to merge as one. The vision that you are holding for yourself, the vision that you can see yourself, who you want to be in your career, how you want to service humanity, how you want to show up in your spiritual life, how you want to show up and how you want to feel confidently and sensually in your body, how you want to express your creativity, how you want to express your existence in the human realm. And in other means, this is now merging into one identity. You're now like integrating into this new reality, this new timeline, if you want to say that, in a whole new version of yourself that is very foreign, yet very familiar, futuristic, so to speak. And so with that comes choices. You can no longer bring an old vibration into a new, higher, faster vibrating identity. It just doesn't match, right? The shoe will no longer fit. And so with the Two of Swords, a lot of these decisions could be, what do I choose to bring along on the other side of the fence, on this new journey, with this new identity? Do I still hold this? Does this identity still hold value? Do I still associate with the struggle syndrome? Do I still associate with needing to work harder and not smarter? Do I still associate with seeing myself as someone who is unhealthy, unfit, unattractive? Do I still associate seeing myself as someone who doesn't have the right resources, who has to really strain to get resources, who has to strain to be understood, who has to strain to meet the right people? You know, whatever story you're now telling yourself, you really got to think critically with the Two of Swords. What story are you playing out now? What story did you learn in your childhood? What story did you just accept for fact? What is the dynamic of your life now? If you could write a screenplay about it, if it was a Netflix series, what would the episodes be? And what is the storyline? What is the thing tying it all together? Because that's about to shift. We're about to get a season 2. And the characters done upgraded, everything done upgraded. Well, what's season 2 going to look like? And who is going to remain from season 1? That is what we're getting with the Two of Swords. We really need to think critically about this. But there is a sense, especially with this Pisces element, now mixing it up, there is a sense of the practicality of the mental, the logical realm, the realistic realm, the you know, the nerdy realm, so to speak, where everything is logical, everything is subcompartmentalized into their own systems and their own classifications and their own identifications, right? And then there's another aspect to that where it's very whimsical and it's very esoteric, and you really are pulling resources and new ways of being from the void, from the spirit realm, from the unknown, from aspects that have not scientifically been proven to be true, right? And so you're marrying these two worlds. What in these two worlds are you keeping for your season 2? Okay? And how are you balancing these two worlds together? You don't want to be overtly heady. You don't want to be overtly lost in the abyss, floating without an anchoring system. Okay? And so this is something you really, really need to think about. You know, have I not been validating my own intuition enough? When does intuition speak to me, and how? How do I recognize it's my intuition? When do I make time to even dwell in the spirit realm, the astral realm, with my guides, with my ancestors? How much you know, of my life do I dedicate to that? And how much of my energy am I burning on worrying and anxiety and overthinking, over-calculating? Maybe this is something you need to write out. Maybe you need to quite literally write out your story and just sit with that and see, do I even believe this anymore? Is this an identity I still resonate with? Does this character still provide value in my life? What are the lessons I've learned from living this story? How does my character and my identity now evolve? What are the resources I can get from the spirit realm that can help me embrace my supernatural abilities and gifts? What are my ancestors telling me about this new season? You know, what can I learn from their seasons? You know, what are the gifts that are untapped in my lineage that I now need to reclaim to make this the best season ever, right? That's really going to get me to what I ultimately want to accomplish in this lifetime. And so a lot of that with the lovers, that may deal a lot with relationships, whether it's friendships, community, the people you work with, the people you share resources with, your lovers, your husbands, your wives, your partners, your children, your family members, right? All that you relate to is going to be a pivotal lesson for you. They're going to be showing you I don't want to say that they're all mirrors to something that you're avoiding or something that's in yourself, because that's not always the case. If you're embracing a toxic relationship and you're like, oh, I'm looking at this from a mirror standpoint, that must mean I'm toxic too. It's much more nuanced than that. And so I don't want you to take it under that lens and analyze it in that way. But I do want you to look at people from an energetic standpoint. What is the energy of of what they're speaking, how they're acting, how they're moving in your life? What are they representing? What is the archetype they're representing in your life? What is this teaching you? What is it that you're maybe avoiding or that you need to now pull out more of yourself, you know? And so you need to really think critically about the dynamics of the relationships you have and the quality of the relationships you have, whether this needs to level up or you need to tie the loose ends and say, okay, we shared an energetic contract up to this point, and I've served my role, you served your role. I see why we've signed up for this together. I no longer think that we need to move forward with this, right? And then hence now making space for some new characters to come in on season 2. It's the best way that I can explain this, right? And so that's that. With the Two of Swords and the Lovers, it could quite literally mean that you're in an intersection in your relationship, a romantic relationship, and you're deciding whether or not you want to stay in it and let it evolve, or you want your peace and you want to go, or you know, it doesn't have to always also be make or break, deading a relationship or not. It could be, you know, the relationship's at a particular trajectory now and it's about to change. Maybe you guys are about to have a child. You already have a child, and the nature of the relationship of what you've always known it to be is no longer the same, and it looks very, very, very different. And so how do you navigate that new season, right? And so that it's going to be very emotionally heavy, and it's going to be very mentally heavy, which is why we need to offer ourselves a lot of grace. We need to extend ourselves a lot of compassion, a lot of grace, and a lot of coolness and calmness. If you guys are into taking white baths, that's highly recommended. If you are into drinking coconut water and just doing anything to refresh and relax the body, that is highly recommended. I mean, just looking at how one character here is supposed to be, I guess, an iteration of Adam and Eve. Adam is burning, and Eve has the snake behind her. So one character is maybe going through some sort of metamorphosis, a phoenix, a transformation. And the other character is also going through a transformation as well, with the snake shedding, but through a very different, more grounded means. And the other one is much more visceral and intense, right? And so just bear that in mind. With the 9 of clubs, I don't have the book for this right now, but this is giving me almost like a sun, a sunny disposition, a sun-like energy. And that is just telling me that the truth is going to be illuminated at this time. Maybe you were in a spell, and that spell is now wearing off. Whether you put a spell on yourself, you put a spell on another person, whether it's literally or figuratively, that spell is wearing off. And so you're really going to be left with the fragments, the true fragments of what it is that you're dealing with. And whether or not you're going to need to make a decision on that, whether or not you want to still continue dealing with that. Even if it touches base on you personally, it doesn't really have to deal with anyone else. It's you and how you relate to yourself. The sun is going to be illuminating that. It is really radically shining parts on everything that may be tampering with your light, that may be dimming or threatening your light. The sun is just going to reveal everything, because you are just meant to be main character energy for season 2. I say this all the time, season 2, right? So you have to, like an end of the year evaluation, an end of the year examination. When you get to the end of a final video game chapter, you gotta meet and beat the boss with everything that, all the moves and the superpowers you gained from the prior chapters. This is very parallel. Like, your weaknesses and your strengths are going to be more evident than ever before, and you can no longer ignore it. You can no longer let it slip and let it slide. So you do need to make critical decisions, and mostly it's, you know, involving relationships, how you show up in relationships, how you relate to other people, how you relate to yourself, and your personal storyline. Monday and Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday. What is the message here? Grounded. You're going to absolutely need to be grounded. This is still not Aries season. It's still Pisces season. Let your dreams speak to you. Let your instincts lead you. Let yourself be flowing from one moment to the next. Be very grounded. Be present in the moment, but also surrender to the will of your heart and the will of your own spirit. What does my spirit want in this moment? What do I feel like I need to be doing? What do I feel inspired to do? I have an exuberant amount of energy to do what? You know? And lead from that sort of conviction. Rakata, where are we going here with this? All right, so let's look into Wednesday the 15th, Thursday the 16th of this week of March. Great Spirit, what do you need to tell us for Wednesday the 15th and Thursday the 16th for March? What is the message? What is the code? Wednesday, March 15th and Thursday, March 16th, we've got the Page of Wands as the first card. And this talks about searching. Some of you guys are searching. Some of you guys have a longing that's insatiable. It's a longing that's insatiable. And it's either a way of living, a vision for yourself that you can't quite articulate. Some of you may be feeling things to come into your life. You sense it, something big, something massive, something huge. You're like the alchemist in the middle of the Sahara Desert, and you don't know what the fuck you're looking for. You just know that when you find it, you know what it is when you find it. You just don't know what it is that you're looking for. And so a lot of us are now entering, if not meeting ourselves in the space of the void, the nothingness, and having to navigate from a place where we don't know the outcome. We don't know what it is that we're supposed to be finding. We just can feel that there's something out there. We can feel that there's something great. We can feel that there's more to life than what it is that we've been living, how we've been living thus far. Page of Swords, Page of Wands is an explorer. A lot of you guys have to embrace your inner curiosity. You have to find new ways of doing traditional things, new ways of expressing yourself, new ways of dancing, new ways of working out, new ways of working. Maybe you need to invent a role that has not been met yet, that you see yourself fulfilling. Maybe it's quite literally a time to just allow yourself to explore all bases without criticism and judgment. I think a lot of you are just not entirely satisfied because we don't trust ourselves enough to explore, to create something out of nothing. There's always some sort of, am I doing this right? Am I going in the right place? There's always some sort of judgment, hesitation, and resistance. And with the Page of Wands, your job isn't to second guess your steps. Your job is just to take the steps. Take one step at a time. Wait for the other step to be revealed. Take that step. Wait for the other step to be revealed. Take that step, so on and so forth. You're not entirely supposed. You're not supposed to be shown what the full picture is quite yet, because I guess you're not quite at a stage, developmentally wise, spiritually wise, emotionally wise, where you can digest what the full picture is. So a lot of you, if you got a good fundamental understanding of what the end result would be in your journey, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna have this, and this is the person that's gonna be in my life, and this is how it's gonna be done, and this is what I'm gonna learn, and this is how I'm gonna serve other people, this is how I'm gonna make money, and this is how I'm gonna show up, and this is how my body's gonna look, and da, 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 da. If you knew all of that now, some of you guys may drop the ball, get too comfortable, not work towards it. May not believe it's possible for yourself. Maybe the dream is so big you can't even dare to fantasize or allow yourself to imagine. You would sabotage it if you knew what it was right now. So Spirit is saying a lot of you guys are not even ready. And that's why you may find yourself in this limbo land of, what am I doing? Am I even going in the right direction? Like, where am I supposed to be led? What is going on? This is a space and this is a chapter, this is a season where you need to now get ready. You need to get ready. What does getting ready look like? Getting ready may mean really showing up as the best version of yourself in all areas of your life. Doesn't mean being performative, doesn't mean straining, but really making that conscious decision that if you're going to show up in every area, if you're going to show up for your community, for your family, for yourself, for in your spiritual life, in your fitness life, in your romance, in your self-healing, that you're making the commitment and you're doing an energetic contract to show up as your best self, to make the best decisions for yourself day to day, moment to moment. Okay? And that in the trajectory of doing that, in the choices of which lead you through that, you will find the things that you are searching for. The bigger and the better things that exceed your expectations will find you, because you're now showing up as your best. Therefore, the best has to now show up for you. Ooh, go ahead, Spirit. That's what Spirit's been trying to say. So with the Page of Wands, if you find yourself in a space where you're just like, nothing's happening, I'm in limbo land, it's not accidental. So make the conscious decision to, again, review your story, review your past story, what's working, what's not working. What do you want for season 2? What is the biggest dream you can dream for yourself? And then really hold space for miracles to exceed that dream. Just tell Source, tell your guides, tell your ancestors, this is the dream, this is the story I want. But I'm also open for you to blow me out of the water with something bigger and better than I can ever visualize or manifest for myself, right? And then make the commitment to now show up in those arenas as the best version. This best version of yourself is going to have discord with people who are not showing up as the best version of themselves, or do not believe that they are even worthy of showing up as the best version of themselves. And so this discord, this tension, this resistance from them could be met with shadiness. You might know, maybe they're being shady towards you, maybe they're disingenuous, maybe the no longer aligns you being in their life, and vice versa. We see this with the Six of Wands. I keep on saying Six of Wands, excuse me. Six of Swords. A journey, leaving behind what you once knew, again, to go into a foreign realm that you've never been. Again, leading yourself into a foreign space, but be confident in the choices. Be confident that if you're making a decision, it is the best decision that you know in your heart and in your mind that you could be making. You're trying your best, and your best is going to look different every day. It's going to look different in everything that you do. So it's not a monolith, right? It shifts. It's very, your best is very multidimensional, and you have to lean into that flexibility and be malleable and be a shapeshifter. What is the only consistency here is the agreement that you are full-heartedly showing up as your best, right? So with the Six of Swords, get ready for potential heartbreak. Get ready for potential disappointment. You can't bring everyone along for the journey. Not everybody can go to season 2. Just think about like the big shock, plot twists and the shocks that happen in some of our favorite shows at the end of the show. Like, oh my God, they killed this character off. What you mean they did this, and so on and so forth. I'm not saying that it's gonna be as dramatic as that, but there are some echoes of similarities. Whether you do a plot twist in a 180 and you're like, well, I thought I was fine and this is what I wanted, but this is actually not what I wanted. I've been lying to myself this whole time, or I've been living a story that is no longer something that I want for myself, or no longer aligned with who I am. Alignment. You now need to rock with people who are in alignment with themselves, and people who are wavering, are uncertain, are not meeting their own expectations, their own demands. They're making demands on the universe. They're asking for all of this stuff, but they themselves are not showing up as the best version. They themselves are giving very much nothing. Their energy is giving very much nothing, but they are very much asking for everything, and that just doesn't make sense. Like for people who want to manifest a dream lover, a partner, and they want their partner to have all this money and all these expectations and have all these behaviors, but they themselves haven't worked out through their traumas, or they're not looking fresh to death. Their money's looking funky. They don't know how to manage themselves. You can't be asking for all of this and then not hold some of that energy within yourself. That energy is not going to be able to recognize you when it sees you. And so same thing with those people. As you are leveling up, as you're shifting into a new era, a new season, again, you also need to surround yourself with people that are in the same boat, or have already been comfortably living out season 2 or season 3, season 4. And they're welcoming you. They're like, oh, welcome. Finally, you made it, bitch. We were waiting for you. Welcome. Join the party. It's so much nicer here. Right? And so you really got to think, like, who am I? This new era. What is in alignment with that? What is not in alignment with that? A lot of your psychic inclinations are going to tell you that. A lot of your dreams, a lot of your spiritual visitations, a lot of your ancestors, the way they left their lives is going to give you a clue as to what you should or should not accept, where you should not be going. A lot of this is also very indicative of physical travel. Sometimes you just need to travel to see a new way of life, a new way of perspective. Sometimes the spirit of the lands help open up new possibilities for you that you could not see back at home. Sometimes being with different people, getting into a new relationship, taking a break from a relationship, being with yourself, hanging out with different people, doing different things is going to offer a refreshing new perspective you didn't know you needed, that is giving you the clarity that you were looking for. So sometimes the blessings come in through other people, through other experiences that you're resisting. So that's another thing you need to be paying attention to. We are now looking into Friday the 17th, Saturday the 18th, and Sunday the 19th of March. Great Spirit, what is the message here? Six of Pentacles. It's giving generous. Your needs are going to be met. You're going to have more than enough. Those that are stressing about finances, is definitely an error to think about the new ways of perceiving money, like thinking money as an energetic currency, and thinking how many times throughout the day you're thinking of lack. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough energy. I don't have this. This can't possibly happen for me. All of that. And thinking how you relate to the energy of lack and how you can shift that and open up to the energy of expansion and abundance. Six of Pentacles is telling me that you are on that journey now, and that is clicking. Something is clicking for you. Your experiences have made you all the wiser. Maybe some of you guys will be studying with a mentor. Maybe you're taking classes. Maybe you're reading books. Maybe it's self-analysis and it's working for you. Here, that's the wisdom card I was just trying to show you. But it definitely shows you as a person who is affluent, who has more than enough, who is now in a position to serve other people, or give your wisdom and expertise to other people. So, I mean, I really do feel that a lot of you guys will be more than okay. And the reason for that is because we're getting the Queen of Cups, which means you're treating yourself really well. You are putting yourself first as a priority. You are nourishing your own emotional needs. You're going to therapy, or you're taking the time to really sit and process and soothe and heal and nurture and water yourself before sharing yourself with other people. I also see that there are new characters entering our lives. Feminine support. People who want to take care of us, people who want to see us come out on top. You know, whether you know these people personally or you know them from afar, there is wisdom that's being shared and passed on here that is for your benefit. There is, my eye is twitching. Why? My right eye is twitching. I wanted to communicate sight. The gift of sight. And some of you guys have this from a particular ancestor in maybe your maternal lineage, or it is a maternal ancestor from both maternal or paternal lineages that is very generous upon you at this time. This particular ancestor is the one providing the sight, is providing the gifts, is providing the messages. So it's very much unconditional love. Unconditional love. So I would definitely sit with the intentions of connecting with that ancestor, connecting with that spirit guide, particularly those that work with the water element. That's very important. So sitting next to a body of water and meditating and seeing what messages you can receive from the spirit of water itself, tapping into the heart of the spirit of the water and seeing what messages it has for you. Praying into a cup of water and putting a white candle next to it and seeing what the spirits have to tell you, what senses are coming from meditating on that. What sensations, what do you hear? What do you think of? What do you feel? What can you imagine? If you tap into the realm of possibilities through our imagination, what is showing up for you? If a spirit is to give you a message, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Right? And sitting with that practice and honing in on that practice for the duration of this month, particularly the end of this week, before we make that full transition into the new year next week, we really want to hone in that element of water and flowing. Right? And even just being very gentle and gracious with any rough transitions and emotions that we're feeling. Just saying, okay, I see you, I acknowledge these emotions are coming up and they're not easy, but I'm not going to judge myself. I'm just going to hold space for the message that they want to communicate to me of. I see a lot of you guys being more selective with your time, your energy, your resources. You're not just a people pleaser. You're not just here to save the day. You're not here to be a caretaker. You're caretaking of yourself first. And it's going to yield a lot of rewards. A lot of the resources that you guys have to give, it is not a time to give that away unless, you know, it is to be reciprocated. It's a time for you to sit with your own medicine, not give that medicine away. Okay? It's a time to store up the nuts. Okay? To be extra tender onto yourself, to be extra loving. I have a video on preparing a love bath, a sweet and sensual love bath. That would be a great time to do that. It would be a great time to do that. It would be a great time to sit with an elder and talk to them. A mother, an auntie, a grandma, an older sister, a therapist, a best friend. It would be really, really good to have some sort of sisterhood, community, a community group, a meditation group, something in solidarity in terms of community where everyone can just be vulnerable and also gain benefit from that. What are the messages, Great Spirit? I think a lot of your intuition is showing you exactly where the gold lies. Spirit is saying your intuition is going to show you exactly where the treasure is buried. That's what they're saying. So that could be, that obviously is very metaphorical. This is, you know, this is a time where you have to heavily rely more on your intuition, and that there is no shortcutting that. There is no let me bypass that and try to get somebody to tell me about my intuition. This is your training. You have to train, you have to awaken, you have to learn this inner GPS system that you innately have and how to use it. You got to read the manual, right? You got to learn the manual. You got to learn how to program that. You got to learn how to acknowledge the signs. You got to learn how to ask for directions so that you can receive the directions. You need to learn how to clarify on what those directions are so you can get even better guidance. But I really do see guidance coming in the form of a feminine figure, a sweet, sweet, loving, charismatic feminine figure with a wise ancient soul. And that this, for many of you guys, can very much be an ancestor, but it could be also a spirit guide, a water spirit, a water-like entity, or the water presence, the water elementals in and of itself. So if you find yourself at a waterfall, if you find yourself at a river, if you find yourself at an ocean, if you find yourself soaking in your bath, really pray to the element of water, really connect to it, really become it, really allow its medicine to seep in through you, and to ask for the medicine to take over and to deliver what dose you need at that time. The message strongly here is that you are enough, and you've always been enough, and there will always be more of what you're looking for. So you're operating from a space of surplus, having more, right? We're now stepping in finally into that era where it's less about lack and more about, well, I know where I got that from, and I know where I can get more of that from. So maybe I can teach people to get more of it for themselves, or maybe I can share it. But now I've got the key as to how I can restore that in myself over and over and over and over again, so that now I'm in surplus and I'm filled up, so that I can now help others too. Really interesting time for pregnancies, unexpected pregnancies, unexpected help to come your way as well. Unexpected help to come your way in the form of the divine feminine, the holy, the sacred. So, sharing, badgers, 7 of clubs, 2 beavers making a dam, and sharing resources to create this dam together. Right, so someone's entering your life to help you create something that is bigger than you, that you can't do by yourself. Community is very important. The element of water is going to help you with that process. Whether it's clearing emotions that are stopping you, whether it's teaching you how to surrender and flow, how to tap into the void of creativity. We're getting 2 cards for the summation of this whole week out of the deck, All-Seeing Heart Oracle deck. 2 cards. The first card that flew out is the Dreamer. Okay? And this says, the earth plane is a living library holding the energies of the upper and lower worlds, a metropolis of past, present, and future. Seek out the knowledge you need to guide you. Keywords are knowledge, contemplation, and stillness. This card directs us to embrace that all the knowledge we seek is here on earth and all around us. Meditate on the earth plane as though it were a living library, monitoring the ongoing experiment of human consciousness and the source of all knowledge, past, present, and future. All human experience is a temple of information with many different perspectives to contemplate. It encompasses all elements and is therefore a source of information and guidance. This card also reminds us to cease busyness for a while, to find the answers that we need. This may mean taking more time for contemplation and meditation, or simply scheduling more time away from your to-do list and chores. Heart practice. What question would you like the living library to help you answer? Look deep into this card and ask your question before sleeping soundly for 3 nights in a row. So all is being revealed to your dreams. It's Pisces season, it's dreaming season, it's the imaginal realm, it's the spirit realm, it's the invisible realm. It's time to navigate that. Trust any answers, whether they appear as a word, sound, or feeling. It may come in a dream or a subtle sense upon waking. The other card that flew out is the Witness. It's time to change direction and reestablish a more loving balance for your own good. You cannot hide from the past, but it can guide your future decisions. Keywords are judgment, awareness, and record keeping. The eye of the inner witness comes forth once in a while to remind us to stop or change direction for our own good. This might be because, for example, we are becoming addicted or dependent on a substance, person, or scenario that may be good in small doses, but destructive when the balance is lost. The witness represents the part of us that sits in judgment on ourselves. When we lose sight of the consequences of our actions, the witness may give us a nudge that we can choose to listen to or ignore. But the witness never forgets and keeps a record of all thoughts, deeds, and actions made in this life, as they will all have to be faced in the end. Heart practice. What are you hiding from yourself that you know to be potentially destructive? We all have self-sabotaging habits, an addiction, or a trait, such as procrastination. Didn't I talk about this in the beginning of the video? I talked about all of this stuff. When you've identified what you need to release, consider what purpose it plays in your life and your reasoning for releasing it. This will make it easier to follow through with any action to change. So a lot has been shared in this particular video. Sit with the medicine, replay it, take notes, meditate. Of course, as per usual, let me know how this resonates with you. This month in my Possess Your Spirit online membership, we hosted an amazing divination study hour session with tarot. The recording is up in the portal, but this coming Saturday we are going to be working and opening up our Akashic records, so all levels are invited. The Akashic records is like the book of life. It contains the past, the present, and the future of our soul's knowledge and soul's existence and the existence of all things, right? And so we navigate these higher realms and the Akashic records to give us insight on this particular lifetime and what we need to thrive here. In our Akashic record meditation this Saturday, we are going to be working with the Merkaba, and it's an ancient sacred geometrical shape, a symbol that is used to activate consciousness, ascension, integrate both the divine masculine and divine feminine, and activate the hidden or sleeping aspects of ourselves that make us whole, that make us in alignment with who we truly are. So we're going to be exploring what the hell that is in relation to us as an individual, in relation to you. Your guides in the Akashic records are going to tell you what you need to do to work with the Merkaba and give you Merkaba energy and medicine. We're also going to be exploring the themes of self-love and self-adoration, how we can step into more loving and worshiping ourselves and being gracious with ourselves and compassionate, and clearing the cobwebs that stop us from loving ourselves more wholly. Right? So we'll be doing that. The following week, we're going to be working on money blocks with the Energetics of Opulence class that's already in the portal. We're going to be doing a group money healing session. All energy work, all of us. Clearing, downloading, navigating, discussing, all that fun stuff. You can sign up and access prior classes and watch them in the portal now, or you could just sign up for this month's classes down below. As per usual, it's been a great pleasure. I can't wait to see y'all next week. I'm sending y'all all the love. Deuces and ciao. Bye.